Yo, what's up? My name is Ryan. The past 13 weeks I have been running. I've always been kind of interested in running, but the past 13 weeks I've only missed 6 days, so I'm really getting back into it. I've put up some massive mileage. I had, I think, 2 or 3 weeks where I was over 100 kilometers and close around that. I also ran 2 marathons, kind of like last year in November, December, which was kind of rough, but it happened. So I just thought I'd talk a bit about how to be more consistent with your running, because for me it's fairly easy now that I have kind of systems in place and stuff. So the first thing I thought I'd go over is gear. If it's not working with you, then it's working against you. I used to have some shitty ass shoes, dude, so I completely understand having bad gear doesn't mean you're a bad runner. And stuff that doesn't cause injuries is always good to have as well. So these are the shoes that I currently have right now. I'm rocking the Adidas Adizero Evo SL. Bit of a mouthful to say, but these are the ones I have. I have about probably 50 kilometers in them right now, so I kind of just got them, or maybe like 70, I don't know. And then another shoe that I just got are these Nike Pegasus 41s. They're pretty nice as well, as you can see. Good shoes. The only thing that I really don't like about this one is that the tongue is kind of like a cleat. Kind of pisses me off, but you know, it's alright. So those are the shoes that I'm rocking right now. The Adidas are kind of like my daily trainer. I run, anywhere between 5 and 10K in them. And anything that's fast, like fast workouts, tempo, even like base runs, I usually just wear those. I got the Nike Pegasus 41s for just easy runs and long runs. So far I like them. I've only ran with them once or twice, but very, very solid. Love them. So if you have good shoes, then you're going to want to go running. But if you have bad shoes, then it's going to suck to run. It should be self-explanatory, right? Second thing I thought I'd go over is having a plan. If you just say, all right, today I'm going to run, tomorrow I'll run like 8 kilometers, maybe I'll do 5 kilometers. Any plan is better than just doing what you feel like, and if you don't even know what you're doing, then develop some sort of plan, because if you have at least, this is what I did for December, is I just wrote down kind of my mileage that I wanted to hit and marked it off with a green highlighter if I did it. And this is just very, very broad, but this is when I was doing my big weeks, so that worked for me. And right now I'm using my Garmin's plan. Won't get into watches, don't worry. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to get faster, because if you're just literally running as fast as you can on every single run, that's not how you get faster. Sometimes you got to run slow to run fast. So let's get into getting a watch. This is the only watch I've ever had for running. I love it. It's the Garmin 165. In my opinion, it has literally just everything I need. If this one ever breaks, I'm just going to get another one of these ones. It's all I really want in a watch, so it's good for me. Nutrition. Now, the only really nutrition that I've really tried is like Element, and absolutely phenomenal. I love Element. I don't have any right now. I wish I had some, but my mom said she's going to get some more when she goes to Costco next. And as well, gels. I haven't tried any gels yet, but I really, really do want to try gels. And when you're doing nutrition, like eat your bananas, there's already stuff that's been proven to work for runners that'll work for 99% of people. So it's really about just kind of following those people and, just trying out what works for you. Sometimes I have eggs before my run. That works for me, Bagels, solid choice. Motivation and discipline. If you haven't read these 2 books, these two books will probably get you even further into running, and it'll take you to the next level. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins and Never Finished. He talks a lot about running his ultra marathons in this book, which I love. If you don't know who David Goggins is, he's this guy. Everyone thinks of him as the guy who runs, he yells stuff when he runs. Stay hard! Yeah! That guy. Anyway, if you read these two books, it'll give you a ton of tools to up your mindset and teach you that discipline is more important than motivation, and the tools that you can use to stay disciplined. Speaking of which, on the days that you don't feel like doing it is the runs that you need to run the most, if that makes sense. Like, today it was negative 15 degrees out, and I didn't feel like running, but I still went out and I did my base run, almost 9 kilometers, so it took about 45 minutes-ish. It was a bit rough, but, we got through it, and now I feel a lot better that I did do my run. And something my friend actually said is that whenever he runs, and he doesn't actually have this, but it feels like he has asthma. I feel like that's a thing for everyone, especially if you start running in the winter. That's brutal, dude. But if you continue to run, it'll get a lot better, but your lungs will feel a bit rough when you start running. You just got to push through it. You don't have asthma, unless you actually do. But you just got to push through it and get through it. Trust me, it gets better the more runs you go for. And once you do run for a certain amount of time, eventually you start running for more your mental health instead of your general fitness. Running becomes like an escape in a way. That's at least what I find. And lots of runners say that, I think. But yeah, so if you just keep running, then eventually you're going to get to a point where you feel like if you miss a run, or if you don't do a run, then it's worse than if you would have had gone for that run. Speaking of which, if you don't take your easy days easy, trust me, bro, you're missing out on gains. Like, if you have a scheduled easy run at the suggested pace, which is like 6:15 per kilometer for me. I know it's rough, but take your recovery days at a recovery pace. It'll be worth it in the long run. Anyway, that's kind of just some tips that I gathered from me running. I started running on vacation too, which is kind of crazy. But thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys want to see more running content, and I will get on it. Anyway, see you guys.